WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
Good morning, everyone. It is a freezing and totally snowy start to the morning, but forget that. You are here. So excited to have you here. It is Monday, November 10th. Thank you so much for joining us for the launch of 2 News Now. I'm Alexis Bellamy. Yes, very excited. I'm Alexis Bellamy, and I'm joined by 2 News anchor Kayla Farris on this, I think I said it already, cold, snowy, just windy day. Kayla,
Yes.
chilly enough for you?
Absolutely. Way too chilly, in fact. I'm not a fan of the cold, but I know a lot of people like the snow, and we have a lot of it this morning.
We do, but before we get to it, today is a day, like we said, that we have been really anticipating and looking forward to, those of us here at WDTN preparing for this very moment, the launch of 2 News Now. And I just want to say how excited I am to finally be able to be here to really bring the stories of the Miami Valley to life, to really make sure that I'm telling the stories that matter in this community. And I could not be more excited. I'm so thankful for the reception I've received, that warm welcome to the community. And on that note, I will actually change that, because opposite of the warm reception that I've seen since I've been here, it is not that right now. And in fact, look at this.
Wow.
You're
getting a cold reception from Mother Nature.
Yeah, a warm reception from the community. So thankful for a terrible reception from Mother Nature. Take a look at this. Now, this is what people can expect to see once they hit the door outside. We know that Mercer and Logan counties are on level 1 snow emergency. That means the roads in these counties are hazardous, blowing or drifting snow. Now, we also know Montgomery County was on that list as well, but they have since been removed about 30 or so minutes. And we've had reports of slide-offs and crashes all across the area, every part of the Miami Valley this morning. We're going to learn a little bit more about the weather that's making this happen. Steve, what do you think? What is this?
Well, you know what? We're still getting snow, certainly over areas along I-70, in fact, just north of I-70 and down to our southernmost counties. In fact, all the way down to the Ohio River, seeing some snow right now. And so let's just zoom in a little bit closer, and we'll show you some of the areas that are affected. And we are seeing, in fact, I don't understand why that's not moving. In fact, there we are. You can see some snow, a moderate area of snow there over Miami County between Piqua and Troy. That moderate snow band extends over to Arcanum. And some of these snowfall totals, as we say in the weather department, this storm has overachieved just a little bit. I said 1 to 2 inches widespread, with an additional 1/3 inch in areas. And you can see some areas have picked up more than 3 inches of snow. Beaver Creek, 2.3 inches. Huber Heights, 3.5. 3.7 in Northview and Tip City, there in Miami County, at 3.3 inches. As we head to the north of Bradford and Darke County, you're at 2.1. 3 inches in Russia, New Bremen in Auglaize County at 3, and Rushsylvania in Auglaize County as well at 4 inches. Outside, snow continues to fall in the downtown area. We have snow-covered parking lots, and the rooftops are snow-covered, and some of the side streets are snow-covered as well. Look at the temperatures. It is very, very cold, the coldest air of the season so far. And today, we're not going to warm up much at all. Take a look. It's 26 right now at the International Airport. Snow will taper off over the next couple of hours. That's good. And some sunshine this afternoon, but staying unseasonably cold, with highs only in the lower 30s, about 25 degrees, guys, below average for this time of the year. So
That's the high? Oh, my goodness.
I know. Get out those gloves and scarves and hats.
Everything, the mittens, all of that.
Yes, absolutely. But thank you, Stephen. If you're looking for an opportunity to warm up, Springfield Warming Centers have opened their doors for those in need. The Nehemiah Foundation's warming shelter is now open through tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. each night. It's located at the Salvation Army on South Plum Street. Guests will get the chance to have dinner and breakfast, as well as case management services. Springfield officials also say they're in need of volunteers and donations to help keep the shelter running. So if you're willing and able to volunteer, they need you.
Absolutely. Always needed. Volunteering, always a good thing. So we're going to turn now to what is happening outside. We're about to be joined by 2 News reporter Avery Feldman, who's been outside in the elements all day. Avery, good morning. What are things looking out outside? You're on the roads right now. What can you tell us?
Alexis, Kayla, thank you for having me. I'm in Live Drive 2 on the 35 East near Beaver Creek. And right now, this is what we're seeing. It's pretty foggy outside. There's not too much snow on the roads currently. The Ohio Department of Transportation deployed crews late last night to start plowing the roads. They were out and ready. the ODOT reports that elevated surfaces like bridges and overpasses are the first to get slick. So definitely be careful when you're riding on those.
So, Avery, while you've been out there, the
There
roads.
are some.
So the roads don't
Oh,
look
yes, I'm
too
listening.
bad,
It's
but
hard to
have you
hear you.
seen a lot of crashes or a lot of slide-offs? We know we've been watching that a lot since the weather has turned.
Oh yeah, I've been here since this morning. I've been out driving around. This morning we saw probably around 10 crashes driving through my
Wow.
4-ish hours, I would say. But now the roads have totally cleared up. I would say there's not much traffic going on, which is very lucky. We're very grateful for that.
All right, Avery, thank you so much.
Thanks for that, Avery. Please be careful out there. Drive safely. Get back safe. All right, that brings us to a look at our top stories for this morning and our continuing coverage. The government shutdown is now one step closer to ending. Now, last night, 8 Democratic senators negotiated a deal that would fund the government and guarantee Democrats a vote on health care subsidies. Now, if approved, the legislation would reopen the federal government, and that's through January 30th. Now, in a compromise, lawmakers will vote in December over extending Affordable Care Act tax credits beyond January 1st. And House lawmakers and President Trump have yet to approve that legislation, Kayla.
Yeah, I know we've all got our eyes on this government shutdown. It's the longest in history thus far, and we will be updating you as we learn more about what's to come with this. We have another update for you this morning, something that we reported on earlier in the morning shows. We found out an update from Trotwood Police. An active shooter at a local church was actually fake. It happened at Summit Christian Church around 1:30 Sunday afternoon. A 911 caller claimed there were people shooting behind the building, but officers determined that the threat was not real. So one person has been arrested and is facing felony and misdemeanor charges.
That's incredible. Anytime something like that, even just you hear of something like that, it's always scary. Well, a new Carlisle-based restaurant is set to reopen after the death of their well-known chef. You may remember this story. Franco Gallo, better known as Franco the Foodie, died in October after suffering complications from a heart transplant. Now, his daughters do plan on continuing a weekly changing menu filled with all of his favorite recipes. So that's really exciting and a very nice way to honor him.
Yeah.
I know he was a favorite here in the area, and I wish I would have been able to see him. And he looks so happy here. He's so joyous.
Yes, but you can still taste some of his recipes as they get that menu
That's
up and running.
exciting.
Yeah. So changing gears a little bit to national news, investigators are now looking into a repeating bell that went off in the cockpit for 25 seconds during the Louisville crash that happened last week. The sound was caught on the cockpit voice recorder, and a National Transportation Safety Board member said that there could be different types of alarms with different meanings. So they're going to be doing some investigation to see exactly what this alarm meant.
And what role it played. And looking at this devastation afterwards, I know when this happened, all of the video was of the crash as it was happening, the smoke and the flames. But looking at what was left after just the black, the char, the ash, it's even more incredible. I really think
it's devastating.
It really is. Burnt cars, really something to look at. Well, a medical helicopter crashed in east of Nashville, Tennessee, killing one crew member and critically injuring 2 others. Now, officials say it happened on Saturday, just around 1:45 p.m. We know that the flight nurse paramedic who died in that helicopter crash has been identified as Alan Williams. And no patients were on board at the time of the crash. And according to officials, the Vanderbilt Life Flight helicopter went down in a field east of Nashville. The National Transportation Safety Board said it is investigating. Another sad case, Kayla.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate. We're going to switch gears now just a little bit. We're going to go and take a look at react to that question for this morning. The first one on the launch of 2 News Now. We're getting closer to the holidays, and that can mean one thing, maybe 2 really. Are you traveling? How much money are you planning to spend to travel if you are planning to do so? We know that for Thanksgiving 2025, prices for domestic round trip flights are expected to average around $470.
Yeah.
$470. That's where it's starting to $537, and that's all just depending on the day. Now, experts say the cheapest flight is going to be on Thanksgiving Day itself, and the most expensive one is the day after and Sunday. So
Naturally.
and they said the best time to make these arrangements was during October. So I hate to say it, but I mean, if you haven't already, who knows what you could be looking at here? Which
Yikes.
bodes the question: how much money are you willing to spend? I'm genuinely curious, Kayla.
Well, for me, I mean, I'm not going to be spending that much because my family's in Columbus, so I'll probably be spending a tank of gas. Exactly. But that's also not cheap, but it's not anything compared to the flights. But this is really a great opportunity for you as the viewer to interact with us, to let us know what you're doing. We want to know.
Scan that QR code right here. Weigh in, get in on the conversation.
Yes, please.
And that brings us to, we're still on at Thanksgiving. So listen to this. We know right now millions of families are continuing to shop for that holiday feast. And Wells Fargo estimates a Thanksgiving dinner for a family of 10 could cost somewhere between $80 to $95, all depending on what you buy. And beef prices, we know, are up as well as 2 liters of soda, along with other foods. But some staples are seeing price cuts, including turkey, stuffing, frozen vegetables, dinner rolls, cranberries, and pumpkin pie. All the things that everyone wants to see at their Thanksgiving table.
Right.
So.
But you know, Alexis, I don't think this is like horrible. $80 to $95 for a family of 10 is like less than $10 per person.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
when you think about
to get all that food,
I agree.
for 10 people, less than $100 bucks, not bad. All right.
Fingers crossed. We'll see if it stays that way. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It changes. All right, on the other side of the break, we are giving you one more up-close look at weather, everything you need to know, whether you're already outside or planning to hit the road. And we've got to look at those react to that responses for your launch of 2 News Now today. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Still looking at those same wintry conditions that we were experiencing all throughout the morning. This is a look at our ODOT cams. You can literally see the white, the roads. Oh my gosh, we have some snow on the cameras here. People are out there doing their best to drive safely. We see some flashing lights down here in the corner, which is never a good thing. But
they just changed the camera.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
maybe a slide off.
Well, that's gone. But we have been seeing a lot of those this morning. Here to tell us a little bit more about what we can expect as we make our way through the rest of the day. Storm Team 2 meteorologist Steve Norris. Steve, you said earlier, and I didn't really like it. That's why it stuck out to me. Unseasonably cold, not much of improvement as we make our way through the rest of the week.
Right. Not just a little chilly today, right? We're talking about temperatures that are 25 degrees below normal. Our normal high is 55. Today, we may see 31, 32, and that's about it. As you're looking at Live Doppler 2 HD, we are beginning to see the snow come to an end across the northern Miami Valley, but still seeing at least some light snow, widespread across the southern third, 2/3. In fact, some light snow right around the Dayton metro area. But there's a band of some heavier snow that has developed over extreme southern Darke County, southern Miami County, right around Troy. So we are still getting some accumulating snow. But the sun is starting to come out over parts of northern Mercer and northern Auglaize counties. But goodness, it is cold out there. 26. You factor in that wind out of the northwest at 9, and it feels like 17. 17 degrees right now is the wind chill. And guys, there are the icicles. And no wonder when you see these temperatures around the Miami Valley, everybody in the mid to upper 20s right now. And again, not warming up much at all today. Those bridges, those overpasses will continue to be slick. And so will untreated or undertreated side roads and the side streets and rural roads. And something I'm going to do as soon as I get home, can disconnect the garden hose from outdoor faucets. I forget sometimes, and in years past, I've had to replace those faucets at a price of about $300 a piece. So just disconnect that because they will freeze and they will burst. Here's Future Track, and it's doing a great job. You see by noon, the snow confined just to our southern 3 counties, Butler, Warren, and Clinton. By 1 o'clock, the snow is out of here. We see some sunshine this afternoon. And then tonight, as we head into the evening hours, it does look like we will see some lake effect snow bands, and that could bring some light additional accumulation, mainly to the northern Miami Valley. Tomorrow, of course, is Veterans Day. It's going to be cold, highs only in the mid-30s, and mostly cloudy tomorrow, but this will kind of brighten your day a bit. Some sunshine as we head into the day on Wednesday, and temperatures getting back to right around 50, 51 degrees. Today, though, nowhere near that. Just 32 for the high, snow tapering off, and again, some afternoon sunshine, a bit windy and cold throughout the day. Tonight, all the way down to 24 degrees, mostly cloudy. Again, some scattered lake effect snow showers. And tomorrow, as we head into Tuesday, 36 degrees, mostly cloudy, a passing flurry. That's possible on your Veterans Day. Otherwise, Wednesday, sun, 50, 54 on Thursday. And guys, as we head into the weekend, I think we top the 60-degree mark Saturday and Sunday. There is a chance of rain, but I'll take those temperatures, right?
Isn't that crazy?
I will too, and I'll take the chance of rain over what could possibly be another chance of snow.
Any day.
Yeah, any day. Thank you for that, Steve. But while we're still talking about the snow, we're just going to stay on it, but look at it a little bit differently. Check this out. Now, widespread lake effect snow increased in intensity in the border of Wisconsin and Michigan on Saturday. Now, this is video posted to X of the aftermath of this. Oh, this is actually some scenic video. Take a look. This is people just uploading exactly what the snow looks like, where they are, some of it making really scenic, beautiful views like this. Looks like something out of a winter wonderland, Kayla.
Yeah, it does. It's very picturesque.
It is. Like, you want to go there and take your picture, but people are really just sending
or maybe
that
look
stuff
at
in.
it from inside.
Oh, yeah. That's if that's more your bag, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the lake effects seem to be a trend here. Steve was just talking about some lake effects coming our way. Well, there was actually some in Canada over the weekend. So these lake effect showers moved over in Ontario on Sunday. And just look at this. This is like kind of similar to what we were seeing this morning, but it's really pretty because it's on the trees and on these different colors on the trees. Yes. Environment and
it could be.
Right. That is a good point,
Right?
Alexis.
Like just the bright, pretty colors. Very
you could
nice.
put this up in your house somewhere. This is
love
like
it.
decorative. So yeah, it's gorgeous. And the Environment and Climate Change Canada, which is the ECCC, Ontario, said that up to 1 foot of snow could accumulate in some of the areas in Canada by Tuesday. So they could see 1 foot of snow, which is crazy.
could.
I hope they keep
very
that up
crazy.
there. Yeah, and don't bring it down here.
I agree. All righty. Well, it is time to turn now to what is happening here today. Launch of 2 News Now, a very special guest. I am so excited to say that we are about to sit down and talk to the Mayor-elect Shenice Turner-Sloss is here with us to just introduce herself to us and tell us a little bit about what's ahead for the city of Dayton. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity. It is a pleasure to be here this morning. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I want to take you just back to election night, if I can, for a little bit. So we know unofficially that you ended up with more than about, we want to say 52% of those votes. And do you think that is a direct indication to your reception in Dayton? And were you anticipating those numbers by the end of the night?
I would tell you that the night was full of emotion. It was full of excitement. But I will say that the people have spoken. We've been doing this work for over 10 years now. And with that being said, not only as serving as a candidate, but also having the capacity to serve as a campaign manager. So the work has undoubtedly been done. We're continuously building. And I am just overwhelmed, and I am grateful for the number of voters that came out to cast their vote, not only just for me, but for my running mate, Commissioner Daryl Fairchild, and Attorney Jacob Davis. And through the process, through the whole election cycle, it is, in fact, no easy feat.
Right.
For all those who actually put their names in the hat to run for office. It's a commendable act of service, and not to mention the issues that were passed in the city of Dayton as well as in Montgomery County. So again, it was full of emotions, very overwhelming, but I am ecstatic, and I am forever grateful and appreciative of the voters that cast their vote and participated in the process itself. That is what democracy is about. Giving our voters an opportunity to lend their voices, to let their voices be heard. And so I'm eager to serve, and I just look forward to working with the residents, community stakeholders, and business leaders throughout the city of Dayton.
And you touched on it just briefly just now. You mentioned some of the issues. I know some of the issues, some of the things that you campaigned on. You mentioned the reform of police response to those mental health emergency, to some of those calls, as well as an investment into neighborhoods surrounding the downtown area. So what I want to know is what do those changes look like for you, and do you anticipate any challenges when it comes to improving them or making any of those changes to those areas or the issues that you've chosen to work on?
Yeah, that's a great question. We know that this is all hands on deck. We know that this is a collaborative, collective effort, and so it's going to take all of us to be intimately involved in this process, to hold elected officials accountable. And so I charge the residents in the city of Dayton, our community stakeholders, our businesses, to hold myself as well as my colleagues accountable so that we can work together collectively to answer the call of the residents. As mentioned, the people have spoken. There is a mandate. People want to not only know, but they want to feel. They want to see the investments. They want to, again, know that the quality of life for them will be, in fact, improved. And so I'm willing to do that work. Again, I've been working alongside with Commissioner Fairchild for a number of years. I'm excited that he is reelected, and I am also looking forward to working with Commissioner-elect Darius Beckham. And my hope is that we can continue on this path, knowing that the people have spoken, and working with my other colleagues, Commissioner Matt Joseph, as well as Commissioner Chris Shaw, to do the work, to do the business of the people in the city of Dayton, and also working alongside with the administration. But it's going to take us to work together in uniform, collectively, and understanding that this is an opportunity for residents to be intimately involved in the decision-making process. And I look forward to working with the residents as well as my colleagues to get the work done.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us this morning. We appreciate your answers, and we're really looking forward to the rest of your tenure.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I appreciate the opportunity. Just one last thing I would like to say, if I may.
Of course.
Is that we want to, again, look forward to working with many of our residents and stakeholders and businesses. And so we will be launching a number of advisory committees so that they can work hand in hand with the members of the commission as well as the administration. So please stay tuned. Know that we're here and we heard your voices, and we know that there is, in fact, a people's mandate, and we're willing to do that work. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Shenice Turner-Sloss, Mayor-elect Dayton. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
On the other side of the break, a look at those react to that responses and what's happening in living Dayton. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Closing things out with a look at those react to that responses, the most anticipated part of the show, if I should say so myself. So are you traveling for the holidays? How much are you planning on spending? Holly says, not a single dime. I will not contribute to holidays while people are starving. All right, what a stance to take. On the other hand, Channing says about $300, which means I'll probably blow that budget to about $500. Friendsgiving in Indy is a tradition, and rental cars ain't cheap. I heard that. But good for you for Friendsgiving. We love that. All right, we're going to switch gears just a little bit and look ahead to what's happening in living Dayton. Good morning, Emily. How is it?
Hey, girls. Good morning. It's going well, and I hope everyone tunes in for the show today. It's at a perfect time, around 12. You know, it's brunch time, and
Right.
Sun Sprouts Cafe is going to be in. Making some really delicious things for brunch today.
Oh, we always
Yum.
love them when they're in
Love
the kitchen.
brunch.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So
Very
excited for that.
And, you know, it's cold, but guess what? AAA is going to give us some warm weather getaway tips, too. So
Be
very
safe
excited
out
for
there.
that.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Emily, thank you so much. I'm Alexis Bellamy for 2 News Now with Kayla Farris. Thank you so much for joining us. Launch of 2 News Now. We'll see you tomorrow. Back here on Tuesday, 11 o'clock. Have a great one.